Hello, welcome back to Keeping BC, the show where Zach and I make an excuse to hang out by showing each other a video game. And this week, we're looking at American McGee's Alice from the year 2000, built off of the, I believe, Quake 3 Arena engine. So, like a lot of great games, it was built off of some other engine that came out of that particular era of FPSs. And this is certainly an interesting and twisted one. I wanted to say before we begin that I highly recommend you go check out the video essay done by Noah Gervais, the video essayist on YouTube. He did a video covering both the original Alice and Alice Madness Returns. It's called Manic Pixie Dream Worlds. If you type that in the YouTube search bar, you'll find it. But it's a fantastic breakdown of both the gameplay and the stories of both games. I could not do it better than Noah. Noah's fantastic. And with that said, we're going to jump right into this.
What a way to start a YouTube video. Hi, welcome. Go watch someone else.
No, but literally, you should watch Noah Gervais's videos. He's a fantastic writer. Okay. We'll go medium. So I discovered American McGee's Alice when I was given this game, I believe, by, I think, my uncle or my mom's brother. And I think he just, got the game from somebody, and he had no intentions of playing it because he only played, sports games. And he was just like, here's a game. It's Alice. Remember Alice in Wonderland? Don't you just want to play that? And I'm like, I'll play the Alice in Wonderland game. That sounds interesting. And, of course, like everything that a lot of my extended family subject me to, they had no idea what this actually was. And what it was a extremely dark game. We start this opening cutscene learning that, Alice's family perished in a fire.
Mom? Dad?
Taking place, I assume, a number of years after the original story.
Save yourself, Alice! Get out of the house!
Poor dear. After all,
Many years later, she finds herself in an asylum.
bring her around.
Completely an invalid, unable to speak. And so the game takes place entirely within her mind, as it always did, like when she was back in Wonderland. But given the circumstances of what has happened to her, Wonderland has become more twisted than it used to be. Which does make a lot of sense. It's not just this is just a dark and edgy reboot. It's more like, no, here's the actual setup as to why it became this way. Yes, it definitely feels like of an era where there was definitely a need to make everything feel darker and more intense, but I do think this is a smarter and more interesting one than many of the other attempts.
Please don't dawdle, Alice. We're very late indeed.
I've never played this one myself, but I've seen YouTube videos of this game a whole lot. Especially back when I first discovered Let's Plays and started watching those. I never finished an Alice Let's Play. But, man, I've always been interested in this game. Just never really got to it myself because it's one of those old PC games that you never know if it'll ever actually function.
I always want to find her way.
Right. I'm currently playing it through an HD mod, which upreses or redos all of the textures in the game to look way better, and also makes the game work in widescreen. This was all done by fans, of course.
Your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead. Pursue rabbit.
I've always liked the Cheshire Cat's dialogue in this game.
Yeah, I think he was a really clever choice as your tutorial character that gives you advice, but also by speaking in riddles, as the character always did.
Our land is destroyed, our spirit crushed.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same house.
the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
It's not very often that a darker, edgier version of a fairy tale or old story works, in my opinion, but I think Alice is one of the rare exceptions.
Stir up no trouble, stranger.
To be fair, Zach, the original story on its own was already
I'm not
kind
afraid
of
her
grim
or her creatures.
and strange
Or
and
really.
unnerving.
Stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the queen reigns,
The most Alice in Wonderland experience I have
Or
is,
her death, I suppose.
well, I was going to say the Disney animated movie, but I haven't seen that one since I was 9 or 8. Technically, my most recent Alice in Wonderland experience is the Tim Burton remake.
Wisely.
Oh. So in high
Yeah, that's
school,
how I feel.
in high school, I actually read both books, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, which I was recommended to by somebody that Zach and I both know from high school that, probably read them because they were super deep into smoking weed and other stuff. But, for me, I just enjoyed them as stories. Just the strange structure of not really having a structure. That it was one of the stories that truly captured the feeling of being dreamlike. And I enjoyed both books. Both books have their interesting structures. The first one's just like a collection of Alice walks to this room and then another strange person approaches her. Another thing happens, and they're always just really just weird. Like this strange woman that has a baby that is always crying, and then she drops the baby. Alice picks up the baby, and the baby's now a pig, and it just and then like Through the Looking Glass, the second book, Alice is on like a giant chessboard, and the chessboard indicates the path she takes and what creatures she'll go up against or what new people she'll meet with every single piece she moves on the board. It's bizarre. But they're both interesting, though. Whenever anybody's done an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland, they've never just adapted the first book or just adapted Looking Glass. From what I remember, they've only really just done like combinations of the two because they are kind of interchangeable. You could put any of the scenes or segments of her encountering creatures or new characters and just kind of splice them together.
I wish to become about this big.
The fortress adores hold such secrets, but it will take more than a wish to get inside.
Doors have locks. Locks need keys, which you don't have. Let's hope the doors are open.
And if not, there may be more than one way to skin a cat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Most unpleasant metaphor. Please avoid it in future.
I always like that line.
I love his voice, too.
Oh, it's a
voice
fantastic
acting in this game is
voice.
really good.
Yeah, no, the voice acting's great. Which is saying something for like a 2000s era game. This was post Metal Gear Solid, but to be fair, Metal Gear Solid was kind of the exception to the rule when it came out. So you can right-click to throw your knife or press left-click to slice it.
Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
Oh, come on.
Jeez, he has a huge explosion attack. Oh my gosh.
I guess that's not reaching him or something. I'm not used to dying right here. What the hell is going on? There we go.
There we go.
There we go, some snacks.
Rabbit told us a champion would come. Are you that champion?
Perhaps. Can you get me inside the Fortress of Doors?
Oh no, I wouldn't dare. Since the upheaval, we've all become gutless half-wits. I can barely risk crossing the road. But make your way to the mines, the deepest pit. There's one wiser and braver than myself who might help. He still lives free.
What are they carrying on their back?
Some sort of power source or something. I assume they're being forced to mine? I'm not sure.
Every adventure requires a first step. Trite but true even here.
Basically, jump over here, bitch.
ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
To benefit from your wisdom.
Even blurred vision is valued by the blind. If I were clever, would I cower in this slag heap? I'm not wise, girl. I've just grown old.
I wish to get very small, no bigger than a mouse. Do you know how I might do that?
Only that? Oh, yes. I could manage that. For a price.
I have nothing of value.
You have nerve and your health. Mine are nearly gone. I've seen too much suffering, and I smoke too much, you see.
What must I do?
In the Card Guard's compound, a particularly rough diamond holds a key. Retrieve it. I will repay the favor.
All right. And so after I read both of the Alice in Wonderland books, I liked them quite a bit. So I went back and rewatched the Disney movie, which I'd seen as a kid. I got it on DVD. And honestly, unlike most Disney adaptations, which I would say almost all of them either neuter their source material or just, change them into something that doesn't even resemble what they used to be, Disney's adaptation of Alice Adventures in Wonderland is honestly wonderful. It perfectly combines elements of both books and really, makes it work. Uses the beginning and ending of the first book while combining characters and scenes from both books. It's obviously, it's not quite as strange or as freaky as some of the scenes you see in the books, but in terms of capturing what it feels like to read them, it's great. She goes to a place, something weird happens. She goes to another place, something weird happens. And this is also, building up to the release of the Tim Burton movie that was coming out around that time when I was doing all this. So I went to see the Tim Burton movie, and I was kind of confused when my friends were immense fans of it, because it doesn't really have much to do with the feel and the heart of the Alice in Wonderland books. It has the characters, certainly, like the lore is pretty much there. But in terms of what it's actually about, it's basically, it turns Alice Adventures in Wonderland into the hero's journey. She has there's a prophecy, Alice. There's a big evil dragon, and you have to take the super magic prophecy sword and use it to kill the super evil dragon and bring peace back to Wonderland. And that's literally what they do. Now, I did kind of like the other side of it, where it's building into, she also has this wedding going on in the real world that she's trying to avoid, and that's why she escapes back into Wonderland. I kind of liked some of those elements of being like a sequel story, but when she actually has to go back to Wonderland, it's while visually Tim Burton is nice with his visuals as always, I think the storytelling kind of ruins. If this is somebody's first experience with Alice in Wonderland, I feel like it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I didn't like it very much.
So we got the playing card deck, which is basically your gun. It fires either like a TMP if you hold the left click, or if you press right click, it's a shotgun.
Yeah, I remember the weapons in this game being interesting. The fact that it can either rapid fire or fire like a shotgun is cool. Whee!
Yep. Oh. Oh no, Dark Souls level design.
Are we in Blight Town?
Looks a bit like it, to be honest. Zach has not played the first.
I haven't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you haven't played the first Dark Souls, so you wouldn't know. But yeah, Blight Town is basically just a big swamp of poison.
I've heard of it. It's infamous. I do own the first Dark Souls on Switch, and I did play a bit of that. But I didn't get the Blight Town yet.
Ah, hell with it. So collecting those health items both restores our health and also restores some of our ammo for the cards.
You have the key. Very resourceful. Rabbit's confidence is not misplaced. He is no fool.
I certainly hope he is not.
Use the key to free my clan from the oppressive burden they carry. Any fight against the Queen's tyranny is a good fight. They've suffered...
I'm sure I'm very sorry for them, sir. Really I am. But what about me getting small?
If the rabbit really wanted Alice to help, he probably could have chosen something better than going through a small door she can't enter. At the very least, giving her one of those drink me things.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure why he just decided to... Besides just because it's a video game, but...
where you'll find certain items for creating a concoction that will make you small.
What items exactly?
Items, girl. You'll know them when you see them. Speaking of seeing things, we should avoid the card guard's notice. Hang on. Damn it. You can see. Eventually, must break through such walls. But for now, jump!
Here's the problem with playing an interesting game. We're just going to be quiet and watching the good cutscenes.
Yep. Okay, let's drop a save here at the Fortress of Doors. That, like, bell clock tower instrument sounds a lot like the type of instruments that were just samples that Nobuo Uematsu used in Final Fantasy VII a lot. That game has a lot of that kind of music. Uh-oh, and we're introduced to a new enemy, which I assume are like banshees? These guys suck.
Banshee sounds about right.
Where they just attack you by screaming. There we go. Yeah, while I did say I had this game as a kid, no, I didn't actually beat it. What did I get? I got up to, like, where you meet the caterpillar, which is a decent ways into the game, but I got stuck around there. I had no idea where I was going. I did also replay this game a little bit when I got Alice Madness Returns on PSN. Because this game comes as a little add-on downloadable with Alice Madness Returns. And it runs pretty well. But, yeah, it's still quite difficult. And obviously this game was built for a mouse and keyboard and not a controller. Come on. Get out of my way.
Oh, hey, look, Brandon, I finally got you to play a card game.
Oh, no. I can never play Alice again. Damn. These guys are tough. Can you just not be beaten? Oh, wait, no. Okay, let's just move on and get this thing.
Time to raise some havoc.
This should give us some help.
Loose.
If there's one thing the 2000s loved, it was their dark alter egos.
Yeah, characters having, like, just full-on monster modes. There we go. Jack 2, Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones has you turn into a dark prince. Not sure why this was a thing.
Because dark versions are cool, Brandon.
Now this is just a temporary, like, power-up that increases your damage. Okay, so. Anytime this game makes me do platforming, I'm like, time to save.
Yeah, this game does have something that's almost like a little auto platforming thing where you can aim the mouse and some feet will appear.
Yes.
And I think you can press space to auto jump there. Something like that.
I think you're right, yeah. I just kind of manually do it. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't trust that.
I really like the swirling effect.
Yeah. All the little doors flying in and out. Okay, there we go. That's more what I'm talking about. Well, it's not as fondly looked at. I actually do quite like the sequel, Alice Madness Returns, which I have actually finished. I finished the PS3 version. Oh, right, this puzzle. I think I remember what the order was. So you heard each door made a little tune noise. We have to do a puzzle here where we turn a bunch of levers in the same octaves. Damn it. There we go. Oh, those guys are such a pain in the ass. Okay. Turn this lever. And that'll also be our reset button if we have any issues. Oh, the Mad Hatter.
Oh yeah, it makes way more sense for that to be Mad Hatter. My brain thought Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
The order of things is often a mystery to me. You too?
Okay, and I believe it was... Oh, gonna get more stuff. Okay. It was this. It was this one. And then this one. And then this one. And we got it. Though usually that takes a little more trial and error since you won't know which lever is which at first. Okay. Definitely gonna save that.
Always save. You know what they say, save early, save often.
Which is a quote from another game. Actually, no, that wasn't from. I was thinking of our old playthrough of Nightmare Before Christmas: Oogie's Revenge with the little dudes in the hats that go, you know, what was it? Save often or risk doing it again is what they would say.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do? Save it now or risk doing it again?
Yes.
Remember, save it now or risk doing it again. Something like that.
Oh, looks like I'm having that same glitch I had when I was playing this off camera, which was the weird letterboxing. Oh, well.
Caught him with his pants down.
Yeah, they just roll up like a deck of cards when you beat them. Oh boy, this part.
Which, by the way, you are murdering cards with cards. That's like if I was to murder you by throwing another human being at you.
It's true. So these are smaller cards. Oh yeah, so we're just killing them with baby cards. Okay.
Chuck the child.
Okay. There we go. Oh, split the door into a bunch. Damn, these guys are getting aggressive. Okay. Jeez. Oh, they got me. Yeah, it kind of sucks when you can't see what your health is.
Maybe loading will save it?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh no, I've already tried that. Oh, and don't worry, if you fall, it'll just like reset you to where, like, right where you were. Like, it doesn't even fade to black. You just immediately respawn outside of where the pit was, and it takes like a little bit of health off. So it's not like falling is instant death. Which is
okay, that's nice.
Which is more than I can say for many, many other games of this era.
They did love their wacky platforming challenges.
God damn it. Man.
Man, this arena's tricky to navigate.
And every single scream takes off more health. Come on. How much range does that have? Ugh. Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
And my health is mostly gone because it carries over from that last place. But you see where we are now, right?
Yeah.
This is where we were flying over with the guy from the... Oh my god. God.
This is definitely a 2000s PC game.
Yeah, like I said, Madness Returns was developed to be a much friendlier game. There we go.
Although it's weird that the robotic guards aren't here this time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's like a difficulty thing. Like they despawned because it was like an adaptive difficulty. Because I noticed when they weren't there when I played the game last time, and that might have been because I was playing on easy. I'm not sure. Oh, God. I hate those things so much. Oh, these things... Hey! These things were the bane of my existence as a kid because they are just creepy looking, they make a horrible sound, and they're hard to beat.
Yeah, kid me would not have liked these things at all. Well, let's see.
Damn.
You know, anytime there's a screaming enemy in a video game, it is Let's Player etiquette, Let's Player code, to come up with some kind of dumb joke for what they could be. So I'm going to say there's the screaming comments section.
Ah, yes.
The most obvious joke, because nothing else came to mind. Well, the second most obvious joke.
It's a real leap of logic.
Okay. And we enter the school. Okay, interesting.
Ooh, that's a nice painting. If that was in a modern game, it'd probably be AI.
Oh, come on. Make that jump. Okay, no pits. There we go. And a new weapon.
Here's a riddle. When is a croquet mallet like a billy club? I tell you, whenever you want it to be.
Whenever you want it to be. There we go.
There's a bit more to do than you suggested, don't you think?
No need for sarcasm. I admit my memory's not what it was. I'm here now.
I wonder what those icons are on Alice's dress.
The library contains a recipe for the potion. Consult the book of bizarre things. Oh no! Run!
Uh-oh. She has some things on her dress, you're noticing?
Yeah. Are they astrological signs? It's the only thing my brain could think of, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure either. I know that she has a skull tying her bow together.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Because it's dark! But artistic design-wise, they definitely did stuff a lot more interesting here than just, you know, have dead babies everywhere or just blood and all that. Like, it's definitely just trying to intentionally do a creative, dark look of Wonderland. I say that, but Madness Returns has giant piles of doll heads and shit.
I remember looking up a little bit of gameplay of another, I think it's another American McGee game. Grimm, I think it is. Where that one, I think that one was an old episodic game. Where the entire point was you ran around as some hairy guy. And you had to turn the good versions of the fairy tales back to their original dark versions.
Okay. I might have to give that a look.
I think you mostly did it by farting and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think. It's been a long time, maybe that's not even true. I just remember looking at that and thinking like that the way that game does darkness is nowhere near as interesting as the way Alice did it.
Do you know the
even if I will admit that.
Do you know the twist in the story of this game, Zach?
I think the twist has something to do with who started the fire, and it's been a very long time. I did see a review which I think talked about the twist, but I don't remember it.
So I do know what the twist is, having not beaten the game, but also I've read about it and that kind of stuff. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, because I don't think I'll be playing through this, or at the very least not anytime soon. This is always one of those games that's more interesting to look at than to play for me. I have a lot of games like that.
So, the twist in American McGee's Alice is that, yeah, a fire, caused the death of her parents, and something in the house started it and caused it to happen. At the end of the game, after you beat the evil queen, it's revealed that the person that ended up causing the fire was Alice.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of my first guess.
She did it completely by accident because I think she was trying to either reach something or she was playing with something. And yeah, she caused the fire that killed her own family, which of course explains how she ended up in the asylum, because that would have probably driven anybody mad. They accidentally killed their own parents. And just the traumatic experience of the fire. But part of the point of this game and what Alice is going through as she goes through this story is her coming to terms with what happened and trying to forgive herself. Which is a surprisingly neat and mature story for a video game, especially one of this nature. I've also beaten Alice Madness Returns, which retcons it to say that an evil psychiatrist that is giving Alice therapy throughout Madness Returns to try to indoctrinate her. It reveals at the end of Madness Returns that he actually started the fire. And he was the evil one who was behind the whole thing the whole time, which is terrible. It's reductive and shitty.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, there's long segments where you're actually in the real world in Madness Returns, walking around, just taking in the story and the characters, and talking to people before you go back into the platforming and combat of the Wonderland segments. And yeah, unfortunately, it goes down a bad path. But as it is, do I still recommend Madness Returns as a video game? Yeah, honestly, it's actually a pretty fun platformer action game that, while very long, it's beautiful, gorgeous to look at. Some really great art design when it's not being a little too edgelordy and Tim Burton-y, pop punkish. But or pop goth, I guess, is the way that would make more sense to put it. But it's still a fun game. The presentation's still nice, even if I really think the story fucked up everything. I mean, there were plans. American McGee did have plans to do another one. It was actually kickstarted, but it didn't fully meet its goal. So he was trying to get funding from EA, which was his last-ditch effort after the Kickstarter didn't make enough money. And he was going to go to EA because they published Madness Returns as one last-ditch effort to make the final Alice game. And EA was not interested in doing any more Alice games, and then American McGee consequently lost all interest in doing any more video games. He went out of the video game industry, and I think he runs a foundation with his family or something now. I forget what happened to him.
Yeah, I know there was one other American McGee game that's really, really bad. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm gonna look it up real quick. It was a third-person shooter. Oh, well, okay, yeah, Alice's as well. So that makes that hard.
Another of his that I'm interested in checking out, Zach, was actually an Xbox exclusive, an original Xbox exclusive called Scrapland, which then later got ported to the PC as a remastered version. I've never played it, but yeah, it's you play as a robot in a cyberpunk kind of future, and it looks. I know this is going to be kind of a weird cut, but the art style and the look of the robots and everything for a second kind of reminded me of the old CG animated movie Robots with Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, Robin Williams was in that movie. I keep forgetting he's in that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Bad Day LA is the one I was thinking of.
I haven't even heard of that one.
It's what if American McGee did Postal?
Oh. Alright.
And it's even worse.
Oh no. So just American McGee.
I'm someone that loves Postal.
American McGee being super edgy.
Yeah, I think Bad Day LA has enemies that are terrorists.
Yes,
going around
course.
Shooting a bunch of people.
Right. It really says something that he goes from that to something like this that's very considered and well designed, and Yeah. I mean, you could say, I mean, I still want to play America's other games because I'm curious to see, you know, how they all hold up. But, yeah, that's a shame.
Grim might be more interesting than what I remember it being, but I will warn you to stay away from Bad Day LA.
Okay.
Coming from someone that likes Postal, Bad Day LA makes Postal look like a good game.
Oh, jeez. I think he's done some animated shorts, too, so maybe I'd check those out. Okay, I need one last book, and I saw it was above me, and I need to get to that somehow. Oh, there we go. Okay. Definitely gonna save. It definitely says something that I got this new weapon and I have no desire to switch back to the other ones, that I actually really, that each weapon feels good to use.
There's no lock, but it won't open. It's stuck.
The Billy Club looks pretty good, yeah.
Or a stubborn lid. A tap in the right spot might do the trick.
Stab it, Alice. That works too.
You call that a tap? Fortunate I didn't suggest force. You might have pulverized it.
What time are we looking at, Zach?
We are looking at... Oh, it's already been over 40 minutes. Didn't even notice.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to get to the next area, and then, yeah, we can probably call it a night. This is actually farther than I've gotten when I've been playing this solo. So, even I don't fully remember what I'm getting myself into.
Mushrooms, poppies, sugar and spice, all those things are very nice. When combined, the proper mixture makes a getting small elixir. I don't really like sweets.
Okay, Alice. Didn't have much trouble with that as a kid. Oh boy, of course. And we got a bunch of friends hanging out around here. But yes, we journey further into the school to find the ingredients we need to, yeah, try to figure out this getting small elixir and finally follow the rabbit. Which I think is also where we get to the whole caterpillar section I was talking about. But for now, we'll leave it here. If you have interest in this game, you can, let's just say you can find it online if you look hard enough. I actually might have found this game on the Internet Archive, and then you can go on the modding sites to find mods by fans that can get you the HD version. So you can get the mods in to make this game look really nice. And yeah, for those of you wondering, is the PC version of Madness Returns, like, didn't that have this game bundled in? Technically it does, but it crashes whenever I try to access this game in the Madness Returns menu. So I kind of just gave up on that. So as it is, just try to find this game how you can. If you want to get a physical copy, fine. I'm sure it's going to run you something. Or you can get it on PS3 or Xbox 360, and you can get this. You can get Madness Returns on Xbox 360 or PS3, and then you can get this game as an add-on with it. So do what you like. As it stands, thank you for joining us for another Keeping BZ, as Alice plays with her little ball there. And join us next time for whatever, I guess, Zach has in store for us for his next game.
Oh, I've already thought of it.
Uh-oh.
Why is it anytime I say anything or have any ideas, you always go, uh-oh? How bad could it be?
Even if my reaction is not accountable to what you're going to say, I just have to be careful.
True. You should always be careful. general life advice. You know, if you're not careful, you might end up in your own Wonderland. Or, as it's called in the Tim Burton movie, Underland.
Oh, that's right. They gave it a completely different name for no reason. It's Underland because she goes underground to get to it, even though it's all in a dream. God, that movie. And now I have not seen Through the Looking Glass, the sequel movie, either, because I do not care. Anyway,
Brandon and I have already agreed that we're going to end this video with me doing the Mad Hatter dance.
yes. So yeah, we'll put a video here of Zach doing a flutter whacking dance, just like at the end of the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie. Ow! Ooh, Alice. Ooh. Oh, that looked rough. That is if Zach can even accomplish that dance. That is if Zach can even accomplish that. Zach, can you turn your head 360 degrees?
No.
Oh, then you can't do the flutter whacking, so Zach's already a failure and he hasn't even attempted it. Have a good night.
Have a good night.